Hey there, this is a video I'm doing to show you how you adjust the xSPINE when you get it out of bag. Okay, there are some very important adjustments that you should do once you get it out because these adjustments are pretty important in how you align the vest, the front spar and the back spar in order for it to work the best way. So don't try adjusting anything on your own because you need to do this correctly. You need to have the correct distances and measurements and everything. So for this purpose we made a chart that is according to your different heights, operator heights and different operator size around the waist. And with this chart, by following this chart, you're doing 3 basic adjustments on the vest, and then from there on you're about 90% ready to fit the vest on you. We are very close, and all you will need afterwards is to make some final minor fine-tuning on the vest to what feels better for you or more comfortable or whatever. Okay, so let's start with all the points, all the adjustments that you got on the vest. First of all, you need to take all the padding off the vest and put it on the side, because it's very hard to adjust the vest while all the pads are on it, because they stretch, they stick into sides and everything. So we take all the pads off the xSPINE and we're pretty much left with the front spar, or if you are a front mount guy, with this front spar. Okay, this is the back mount, front spar, and then you got the back spar connected with the quick release pins here. You got the side panels connected there as well. Okay, if you got the strap covers here that you see, you need to get those off as well. It's much easier to do this in the beginning while you're adjusting everything, so everything is clear, and then later on, once you're done with the straps and the size and everything, you can put them back on. So doing this, you just press them as they are in the middle, right, and you push them with your finger and they come out. Okay, so one is off, we press this one in the middle. Sometimes it's a little bit harder to do so. So here you go. The other one is out as well. Okay, so you're pretty much left with the back spar connected with the shoulders, and here I've got the back mount clamp. So we got these 2 separate parts, okay, and we're going to work in these individually, separately at each one of them to show the adjustments. First of all, we start with the front spar. Okay, the front spar, if you are a backman guy, you have the center screw here. Now, if you undo this screw, okay, not completely, you just unscrew it a little bit, you will discover that you can slide the panel up and down. Okay, what we want to do in the beginning is to line the panel so that it's the line here, okay, is faced with the line of the panel. Okay, or an easier way is to align this back clamp piece with the front one, so the lines are matching there, okay? Once we do that, we just lock the vest there, and we're pretty much done with the front. This is an adjustment that is going to get done for all size of operators, is universal, so you won't have to do anything to it for now, maybe later on when you put the vest back on. If you have a front mount vest, it's more or less the same thing. The only difference is that you got a top screw, which is pretty much a clamp that you can see here, that holds the rods in a more rigid configuration. The one that is effective is the lower one. So if you undo the lower one, you will see that you can again slide up and down the front panel. Again, if we push it all the way up, okay, you are pretty much lined up, and all you do is you screw it in position and you're done with this adjustment, okay, for the front mount xSPINE. It's universal again for all the operators. You won't have to do anything to it before you move on to put the vest on later on and so on, okay? So then we move to the back spar. This is the back spar, this is the xSPINE, and we got the following adjustments. First adjustment is the skull adjustment that moves on this dog plate, okay? So when you undo this, you will discover that all the parts, the shoulders and the skull moves on the plate like this, and you can lock it pretty much in any given position, okay? So this is the first adjustment, okay? The second adjustment is the shoulders, okay? Now the shoulders, we've got a front plate here that when you unscrew these two little Allen screws, you can slide it back and forth, okay, and lock it in any given position, okay? This is the front one. You can see that the shoulder strap is attached to it. Also, you will notice that this is quite a short one. You will need to cut yours afterwards when everything is adjusted. This is already cut for my vest, okay? So front adjustment, front shoulder adjustment with these two screws, and you pretty much move it and you can lock it in any position. Then it's the back shoulder, okay? The back shoulder, again, it's exactly the same thing. You undo these two little screws here, you untie them a little bit, and then you can slide it in and out again, okay? And you got, of course, the same adjustments at the back, at the other side of the vest as well, okay? So those are the three basic adjustments that we're going to be doing according to the chart, and the chart refers again to our body size, our height, and our waist width, okay? Before we start doing the adjustments on the chart, we're going to do some quick adjustment on the back scalp and the shoulders again, and this is these pivot points here, okay? So the first thing we do is, if we untie this pivot there, we will discover that this moves side to side, okay? And also you can rotate the total solder at any angle you feel comfortable with. Now, what we want to do in the beginning is we want to have this pivot right in the center of the milled skull surface. So as you can see, it's right in the center now. So what we're going to do is gently lock it there, okay? Do the same on the other side as well, okay? Gently lock it there. Don't over tight it in the beginning, okay? Because we're going to need to correct the ankle as well, okay? And now you can see that they're both sitting in the center, okay? Once this is done, what we need to do is adjust a little bit the ankle, okay? And now the ankle, we just give it a few degrees, like so, on this direction, and we tied it, okay? And we do the exact same thing on the other side so they feel equal, okay? So let's just do it. Like so, and we screw it. And now you got pretty much more or less the same ankle, okay? Maybe it's not that obvious here because of the different adjustments on the shoulders right now, but I mean, just a little tight, a small ankle, about 5 degrees or so, or whatever, and you just lock them in the center, okay? That was adjustment number 1. That is a rough adjustment for the rotation of the shoulders. It's pretty much more or less the same for all operators, okay? And it can be fine-tuned later on. Now let's move to the chart adjustments. The chart adjustments, as I said, are the front spar that we already did, and it doesn't change for any operator at all. So this is done, okay? And we can move to the back spar, following the chart to make all the different adjustments that the chart says. Now, as I said again, it's only 3 adjustments. It's the back plate moving up and down, and then is the shoulder front adjustment and the shoulder back adjustment in both sides, okay? So here is an example. For my height, I am 5'8", 1.72 meters. The chart says that this back plate should be 5 centimeters above the xSPINE text, okay? So what do? I unlock the plate, okay? This is the xSPINE text, as you can see here, okay? Okay, so I move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 centimeters, okay? And I lock it there. Okay, this is the correct adjustment for my height according to the chart, and the first adjustment is already there. Then we're going to move on the shoulder adjustments. For my height, the chart says that the front shoulder adjustment, the one that is attached to the strap, has to be 2.5 centimeters, okay? So this is fully closed. As you will see, the line 0, maybe it's not that obvious there. This is a line that says 0, indicates 0. It goes, it crosses on the center of the first screw, okay? So basically, when you got it fully closed, is in position 0. So you move it over for 2.5 centimeter, which is according to my height, what the chart says I should do, and I lock both screws there. I'm doing the exact same thing on the other side, okay, which is again for the front plate 2.5 centimeters. So here you go, 1, 2, 2.5, and I'll lock it there as well. And that was the second adjustment, and this is done. So we move to the third adjustment, that is the back plates. For my height, if I look at the chart, it says that the back shoulder plate should be at 1.5 centimeter. So again, I undo these two little screws here a little bit. This is position 0, so I'll move it up to 1.5 centimeters. Okay, and I lock it there. Okay, and then I do the exact same thing on the other side. .5 centimeter again, and again I lock it there. So that was the third adjustment that had to be done according to the chart, okay? And with those three, the back plate, the front shoulder adjustment, and the back shoulder adjustment, we're pretty much done with all the adjustments we need to do for our body height, okay? There are also side adjustments, just like this. There are also side adjustments, so you can adjust for your waist, okay? And those are pretty much done in the same way. You unlock these two screws, and once you do so, you will be able to slide the plate, all right, from 0 position to whatever is needed for your waist size, okay? At the moment for me, it's all the way in, so I will leave it there. Again, we don't have to do it straight away though. This adjustment, this side adjustment is different from person to person, so it will be a rough estimation on the chart of where it should be according to your waist, and from there are some small things you should look at and correct this later on when you wear the vest. But roughly you go where the chart says, more or less, and you're pretty much okay. And you're gonna fine tune this later on. So those are the three basic adjustments: the back, the shoulders, and we also have the side that is going to be into the chart as well. Okay. So next step, it would be to join the two spars together and do some small alignments. Okay. The way we do this is we put the top straps all the way through the top buckles, okay, all the way in, and then we connect the side straps like so, okay, and we just let them loose in about the same distance, locked there, so we can do some small alignments, okay. So what we need to do now is align the buckle position so it lines up with the solder plates, okay? There is an adjustment there that allows us to do so. We can do the exact same thing that we did with the back pivots. We can slide them side to side or in the roll axis, okay? And we can totally align them together with the plate. So in order to do that, what we're gonna do is gonna take the straps not all the way out, but up to the top, like this. So we just open them up a little bit. Okay, and then you're going to find out that you got one Allen screw here and here, and by undoing this, okay, you can pretty much align the buckles, okay. So I have to put this on the table to do it. Basically, what you do is you already have more or less the shoulder ankle that you are comfortable with. So what you need to do now is line up the buckle like this in rotation and side to side, so it matches the ankle of the strap. As you can see, all you need to do is take the strap off and you let it loose, and it has to be more or less at the same line. Once you do so, you just slide it in a little bit, okay, and then you lock the buckle in this position. Then you're going to have to do this on the other side as well. Take the strap off, you let it lie above it, okay, see that it lines the same angle more or less. You just slip it in a little bit, and then you just tie it up, okay. So this is basically an alignment. So we have the same kind of line on the shoulders, the straps to the buckles. This is done according to the ankle that you originally gave in the beginning. If you feel that you need to change and correct the ankle of the shoulders, again, you just correct it from at the back, just undoing the screw. You're just going to give it a bit of an angle there, what you basically prefer to do, and lock it there. Do the same on the other side, lock it there, okay, so they're equal. And then we're going to do the same trick that we did before. We undo this again. We'll let it line with the strap more or less. Okay. or we can sneak a little bit the strap in, okay, and just lock it in position, okay. There you go. And then we just put the straps all the way in, and we're pretty much done with this. So everything is more or less aligned. Doesn't have to be 100% perfect, okay? But more or less have the same lines, so you know, we don't have huge differences, okay? So by doing that, now we have the front and the back skull all mounted together, and the next step is to put the pads on, okay? This is pretty easy. We're going to start with the top pad, and it's pretty important to place the top pad where it should be and not lower or higher than it should be, because then you don't have the same comfort and you use pressure points that are not useful, or you know, whatever. So the best thing to do is to follow. You have a zipper line here, okay, and that is going to be an indication, okay, how to measure this. So we're just going to center the pad so that it's in the middle, and it's about 20 to 25 millimeter from the zipper line, meaning that the zipper line here has a distance from the edge of the skull about 25 millimeter, and it looks like this. Okay, this is pretty easy. Once we do the back, we just line the shoulders as well. We stick them on the Velcro. Top pad, okay. Then it's the front pad. We center it. Make sure it has the same distance, top and bottom, and then we put it on the Velcro. So it's like so, okay? And then is the back pad. We do the same thing as the front pad. We center it. It's more or less equal, bottom and top, and right on center, and we just Velcro it there, and it's done. So here we are, we have the vest ready to put it on, okay, and do the first test, okay, and from there on we can do some small adjustments if it's needed, okay. That's going to be in the next video. Cheers.